Alright. And we're back. Seems to be doing better. Good. Okay. Just need to get Steam going. And it should work. Yes. Okay. Alright, and we're back. Good. Why does Steam like to be silly? Oh, Steam. You gonna work there? Come on. Glad to see you streaming. Thanks, man. What's going on, Steam? Hello, let's go, Steam. Jeez. My goodness. Okay. Let's get going here. Come on. Come on. Holy my goodness. No. Pause. Stop. Stop. Ugh. Yeah, pretty much toxic. That's pretty much the reason. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. Okay. Woohoo! Alrighty. Alright, guys, let's take a look at this. So, Mikey! How you doing? Good to see you. Surtax time. Yellow. Alright, guys, let's take a look at this. We're going to make a video about the heroes here. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. We're gonna talk about these. So we have Mike. Mike's now. Love Gideon. Yeah, Gideon's awesome. So we got Twin Blast, Murdoch, carries. Muriel, Narbash, supports. Gideon, Countess, mid lane. Chimera, Severog, jungle. Greystone, Kwong, safe lane. Off lane. Oh, Gideon, Countess, Bellica. Gideon, Countess, Bellica for mid lane. Legendary stream intro's back. Yeah. Good. Okay. Lighting needs to be rebuilt. Yeah, I would say so. I would go with 15 heroes. So you have 3 for each. So add another carry. Add another off lane. Add another jungle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So that's 14. What am I missing? What am I missing? And another support. I do 15. I do 15 first. Just because 2, like, to pick between one or the other, it's very linear. It's one or the other. But as soon as you get 3, options, it starts to be dynamic. Like Gideon, Countess, Bellica, that's at least a compelling mid lane option. It's at least compelling, right? Because you're like, oh, they pick Bellica, probably shouldn't pick Countess, pick Gideon. Oh, they pick Countess. All right, I'm going to pick Bellica to counter. I'm going to pick Gideon. Depends what you want to do, etc., etc. So, Graham, welcome. Going to main your girl again, Sylphin? Yeah, Mikey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright. Let's make a video. Make a video. Alright. Let's do this. Playboy! Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sylphin, and we're back on Fault with some coverage of this pre-alpha in development awesomeness. Once again, thank you guys very much for watching, continuing with me on this journey. Please check out previous announcement video and kind of this little, update on the channel where I'm at personally and all that stuff. So please check that out. So what are my intentions here with this kind of bit of a series? I want to look at all that they have released so far. Heroes in this video, items in the next video, and I'll try to get in-game so we can see the trees, because these are trees, and then cards or these passives. So 3 different videos. This is the one on heroes. So right off the bat, we have 11 heroes, and I'm going to suggest right off the bat for Strange Matter Studios, try to get 15. Why? Because 5 different roles, 3 each, becomes a bit more compelling. If you only have two options, it's one or the other, right? And if if they're gonna go with lockout draft picks, well then you just get first pick, and with one hero's better balanced, whoever gets the better balanced hero first wins. So it's that kind of a thing. So lots of reasons why 3 heroes are best. So we have Twin Blast, Murdoch, only 2 carries. We have Gideon, Countess, and Bellica for mid lane, so that's good. We have Kwang. This is where off lane and jungle's always a bit weird. Chimera's obviously better in the jungle. But you never know how the balance could be, and certain cards could make him viable in the off lane too, but likely in the jungle. Jungle off lane a little bit different. There should be 6 heroes. There are 4, but Chimera's in jungle. Sevarog jungle-ish. Solo lane, who knows? Kwang, Greystone. So you kind of have those 4 options. Should be 2 more. Should be 2 more in there. Just kind of mix it up, and then Muriel Narbash for support. So that's kind of right off the bat, kind of my suggestions, but of course, they're the ones doing it and stuff like that. So yeah, really cool to see if, in the closed alpha, they can get 15 heroes, even just, whatever. But anyways, so let's go through them one by one. We have Twin Blast. Love that Twin Blast is here. He's a really good archetype. Shoot 'em up, high mobility carry, that they can really kind of emphasize that fact. I would suggest that they emphasize that fact even more. So excels a single target DPS itemized with on-hit effects to punish his damage higher. That's his archetype. He shoots fast, so lots of on-hit effects. That's kind of his archetype. You know what? Great archetype to have, and whatnot. Grenade fires a grenade that explodes, dealing damage and slowing enemies. Can store up to 3 charges of grenade. So it, depending on how you you put this in with the rest of his kit, yeah, it's pretty good. Really, you just use it to slow. In this archetype, you're really using it just to slow, but a little bit of AoE damage can help, especially in lane. So kind of cool there. The grenade can play into his kit more, in my opinion, with some tweaks to like passive or something like that. Rocket Dash. Twin Blast briefly ignites his evasion thrusters, rapidly propelling him in the direction of input. Really key ability for him that he can really play off with passive, stuff like that too. Pretty darn awesome, cool. Standard. Really good. We have his ultimate. Going back to his Ventilate, include a full description of the ability here. Obviously not there. We all know what his Ventilate is. I personally really dislike the Ventilate. Really dislike it. Doesn't fit his archetype at all. You have all these on-hit damage effects, on-hit stuff with his kit, on-hit stuff, and then you use your ultimate to stop on-hit effects. And then if you put on in effects with every single bullet from his Ventilate, then that's completely OP and blah blah blah. So it kind of, I would use his ultimate to do something else, to empower the rest of his kit. That's what I would do. Ventilate, sure, Ventilate is, he goes on overdrive or something, he goes, that to me would be the ultimate. It is just meant to empower the rest of his kit, and then maybe you can have some interesting synergy between the numbers of the rest of his kit. To, as soon as you do that, you hit a sweet spot, and stuff happens. That'd be really, really cool. But the Ventilate, where rapid fire, Twin Blast overclocks his implants and fires at increased speed for 4 seconds. Basically a mini ultimate, but maybe this changes with your ultimate. I don't know, something like that. Really cool. Just, you got to think of that archetype, that play style, how his kit goes and all that. So pretty standard. Pretty good, pretty awesome, pretty great. Twin Blast, really good option. Let's go to the other carry, Murdoch. Murdoch, although he's a carry, Murdoch's kick specializes in battlefield manipulation. Play around your traps, look for opponents, strategically reposition your opponents. Going with that, with that archetype, and that's great. You know, if you want to do that, he's a cop, he's a policeman, so like he has like, you know, barricades and traps and pushbacks and, you know, police cuffs and, you know, it's that kind of thing. So kind of that kind of carry. That's definitely definitely can be you know, a good archetype. So you can really work with that. Buckshot back. It doesn't push back, but it does shred armor because he does have shield push. He does have the shield push again. So that's really cool because they're going with a good synergy between the shield push and the E. Static trap places a trap on the ground that explodes when stepped on to deal damage and release an AoE slow. If the opponent is pushed into it, they are also stunned. So it's a really great combo. You know, that in the late game, if you manage to do that, yeah. Thank you very much for whatever that is. I'm streaming, by the way. Check it out, twitch.tv/Sylphin. If you manage to do that in the late game, ooh boy, you're in trouble. 2.5 seconds stun with Murdoch pounding into you. Yeah. Long armor law, of course, you cannot take that away from him. Really unique ultimate, really cool kit. They have some options, you know, in here. Kind of double down on that archetype, that kit. So super cool. And there's no passives, and we're going to talk about that later on because there's kind of passives, but we'll talk about that later. So those are the two carries. Great carries to start off with. The third carry, I would suggest somebody different. You have a manipulator, hard-hitting carry. If they're using the same numbers as before, you have a fast-shooting carry here. I would go with a different archetype, somebody like Revenant. He's quite popular. He's very cool. B, he's very different from these other two, and you can pull the first true ability carry. High sustained damage by using abilities all the time. Still, you focus on your basic attack. So, you know, but that would require defining this ability carry role, right? What is an ability carry? Because there's not really much. It's very nebulous, and you really have to define that and stick to it. That would be my suggestion there. So the mid lane, let's go to supports because we're on the duo lane. Muriel. Say no more. Space out your shields to mitigate maximum damage. So Q, projectile energy blast that damage and slows the target hit. Pretty much any support needs some kind of utility. Bread and butter. Pretty darn good. You can maybe tie that in with a passive to the rest of her kit, but pretty much don't really need to. As long as that slow is significant enough. Thank you for the follow, whatever that is. Then that's great. Consecrate the ground. Energy bubble that shields allies for 3 seconds. After 2 seconds it explodes, dealing damage, etc., etc. Great. Pretty great option. If you're going for a shield style support, which we'll talk about that after we go through a kit. Alacrity, Orb of Blessings, fired at the ground or friendly hero. First friendly hero to pick it up, the orb receives a shield and decaying movement speed boost. Again, very typical. Very typical. And, of course, her ultimate. The ally instantly receives a shield upon launch. Enemy heroes within 500 units are knocked up. Very, 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 very awesome. This was removed because it was really OP. I'm pretty sure that's basically why it was removed way back on Legacy. Or no, that was removed on Monolith. Because it's just too good. She was super powerful. She could be anywhere on the map, and it was just too much. Overall, too much. But hey, you can always try. Now, let's talk about Muriel's archetype. Unfortunately, there aren't many shield-based supports for a very good reason, because there's really kind of no counterplay. Yeah, you can get items and all this kind of stuff. But either you get the shield on and it just absorbs damage, or you don't and you're useless. I mean, there's much more. There's much more to the archetype, or there's much more to the argument. Pardon me, than this, but essentially a shield-based support like Muriel, there's a kind of like just a fundamental issue. Like you just the fundamental issue is OP and broken, so you just kind of can't. There's there may be other ways to do it, but unfortunately, a good way to know if a archetype, if the fundamental kind of like aspects of the kit and how they mesh together are broken is whether or not, through numbers alone or even through reworks, if somebody's completely overpowered, completely not, that's a sign that it's just fundamentally broken. If you can't balance it just right, usually that's because it's just broken. Either it's too much or it's not. It's on a knife edge. It either falls off into completely OP and broken, or completely useless and broken. And unfortunately, Muriel was always that one, because shields, if it's are just, they're really powerful. Done right, really powerful. So there can be maybe some ways to go remove away from shields, or have one. That's fine, but it's tough. It's tough. So Narbash is actually a really good second option, in my opinion, as a support, because he's melee. It's a different archetype, very different archetype, fundamentally being melee, but also if you want to double down on some kind of, again, it's going to be lots about archetypes, then there's definitely a lot. He can be a healer or a crowd booster, right? He makes sound and music. It's a crowd. So he's a lot about crowd stuff. So if you want to be a crowd healer or a crowd just manipulator, a buffer, then that's pretty much more than who he is, I would think. Then you can really double down on that. So that's what I would suggest. We all know that. So March, I grant a large amount of movement speed, decays over 3 seconds. Song of My People, Honor that heals everyone. So it's kind of like, what is he? Is he a AoE crowd healer, buffer, or both? You gotta be careful with that one. Throws a drumstick, deals damage and stuns opponents. Point and click stun, bread and butter for support, so that's good. Then unleashes a deafening fury of drum strikes that heavily slows, deals damage, knocks up opponents at the end. Pretty, standard awesome support ultimate, where you gotta, the execution is key. The execution. Has the enemy used their point and click stuns? Have they used their counters? Have you sucked out their counters so you can use this, right? All about that, about being in position. So it's great. It's great. It can be great. I would suggest figure out the archetype. What is he? Passives, again, we'll talk about that later. What is he? And double down on it. And I think there's actually quite an easy way to go about that, using the animations that are available. I think it's actually a really good way of doing that. Cool. Muriel, Narbash. The next support, I would say, is really tough, because it depends on what Muriel is, what kind of archetype you want. Double down on her. If she's shield based, then you have Narbash, which is AoE something. Decker would be really good. Phase, Phase is really hard too. She needs to her niche needs to be refined. Archetype needs to be refined. So I don't know. The third one, Decker, would be really good. Decker or Phase probably would be my recommendations, really. Yeah. So there you go. So let's move into the mid lane. Mid lane have some really good options. Gideon, traditional caster, fantastic. Bellica, bit of a bursty mage. Even though Gideon can kind of fill that role. Bellica much more, and she's a bit of a more manipulator. And Countess, the true just like assassin, ability assassin. Awesome. So let's start with Gideon. Summons a meteor, hurls it down on his opponents. So it's a traditional cosmic rift. Boom. Great. Torn Space opens a portal, allowing him to quickly teleport away. Friendly heroes can follow him through the portal by jumping into it. And Void Tether throws out a void orb that anchors onto an enemy. So they're going back with that. They're going back with the Void Tether. And then the Black Hole pulls enemies towards the center, dealing energy damage over the duration of the ability. Okay. So, Gideon, I have probably a pretty controversial opinion about Gideon. He needs a better focus. He needs a better archetype. He needs a better niche, because right now he's everything. He's massive damage, long range Q, but then he's super nimble. But then he can slow you down and also deal damage for the Q, and then he just wakes and uses ultimate. Like, what is he? He has high mobility, and well, now the Q is kind of the only thing that really does damage. So, if I was to interpret the intention of what Gideon is here, he's a traditional kind of long-rangey caster now, / pseudo combo caster with the RMB into the Q. And if they're going to go with this, there would be a passive idea that would be really cool if your RMB empowers a Q or get some good combo thing that procs with the passive. You know, there's to be some things to do. I just have to be really careful because Torn Space is so bloody powerful that, you know, he kind of has everything. When he had his cosmic, he had his Torn Space and then Cosmic Rift, or not Cosmic Rift, the Void Rift, his 2 meteors, and his teleport. It was just way too much. So he needs to be focused, and he needs his own play style. This is much better than I think what he was in Monolith, so that's good. His ultimate I guess is fine. He's a tough one. I was never too great at Gideon, but he's always been really strong, and that's usually a sign that his kit is just too damn good. So let's move on to Countess. Countess, really awesome because she has a really good niche, and it's good because you can really use it, and it brings her character and whatnot. So her Shadow Slip jumps to targeting unit, dealing damage, slowing them, can be recast to jump to initial cast position. Very, very cool. Dark Tide sends forth a wave of dark energy, seals damage in a line. Blade spins her blades around her, dealing damage and healing her for each enemy hit. That's interesting. I don't think that healing was there anymore. She had a passive. Yes, that was her passive. When she killed stuff, she gained health. That's right. So that is different. Much more reliable in lane, anyways, because it's not based on killing them. But cool. Suppresses a nearby target hero and deals a large amount of damage. So pretty cool. Standard. She doesn't need to be tweaked that much. She kind of had ridiculous AoE potential if the situation was just right. But maybe that's a good thing. You know, maybe that's a good thing. Then again, we'll talk about passives later. And who was the third one? So good. Melee assassin burst caster thing. Great. And Belka, another great option. Who was really good. Really good. Slimes the ground, sending forth a wave of seismic energy that knocks up and damages enemies. Great caster ability. I mean, you really need to say no more. Void Drone places a drone which saps mana in a large AoE, also attacks enemies when they cast an ability. Really cool. Great. Cool. That drone arguably should be what do you call it? The pip based, tick based. So it's not damage based, so it's not like an ADC just boop and it's dead instantaneously. Should be hit based. You know, it takes 5 hits to destroy, just so that it's guaranteed to kind of exist for X period of time instead of just, oh, it's down, ADC, boop, dead. right? So just kind of have to be careful with that. That's kind of cool. Void Bomb. Blaze a bomb on the ground which explodes, dealing damage and restoring Bellic's mana for every unit hit. Very cool. Pulls out a Disruptor Pistol and blasts the target, dealing damage, flat damage, plus 1% bonus damage per 1 missing mana per target. Another thing about Bellica is that mana-based... Where is it? Void Drone. Mana manipulation is... it's an interesting mechanic. Because ultimately, it's just... it's kind of hard to say. Like fundamentally, making somebody not use an ability, while yes, that can be compelling and they can be competitive and kind of all that stuff, it's not fun, if you know what I mean, right? Yes, stuns make you basically unable to play your character, you're unable to play the game for X period of time. But being unable to use abilities, but still being able is almost worse. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of like fundamentally a very tricky and kind of like, what's the word? Controversial mechanic. I think it can be done. Oh, and also the issue, what about all the heroes that don't use mana? Right? You know, all of a sudden, if two of the enemy players on their team don't use mana, and then the ADC doesn't really care if they don't have mana or not, kind of. You know, now all of a sudden it's only available on 2 heroes. It's only really useful on 2 heroes. Yeah. So the mechanic is arguable. It's really arguable because also it's either good or it's not. And it's really hard to balance. So I would question that mechanic entirely, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. There you go. So that's a mid lane. Awesome. Now, we're going to go with the off lane, and Greystone really kind of really good in the off lane. Pretty much the atypical off laner. Good hero to include because he's kind of simple and easy, and people kind of like him. He's good. So it's, from that perspective, good hero to have. And I think there's potential to make him a little bit... He can be much more compelling than he was. Q, make way, summons a whirlwind of fire that damage enemies nearby over 5 seconds. Simple AoE ability. Deflect every few seconds. Greystone can deflect a basic attack. That can be a part of the passive, and you can put a much more interesting ability there. Again, we're talking about passives later. Reforge, upon death, Greystone turns to stone, and nearby enemies are slowed. After 3 seconds, Greystone's spirit rushes to his body, dealing damage to nearby opponents. Fundamentally, this implementation of it is fundamentally not good. Because it's just, hey, target practice. Boop. Oh, he's dead. You need some way of being like... What's her name? Johanna from Heroes of the Storm, where you pick your landing location. Because this is just, yeah. Unfortunately, you know, either he's immune for a couple seconds afterwards, which is like, kind of doesn't feel good, or, yeah, or he just dies instantaneously. You know, so it's, can be really awesome, can be really cool, really cool. Just this implementation, meh. Assault the gates, leaps to target location, dealing damage, a small AoE when he lands. Yeah, so he can be much more compelling than he used to be, especially if this can be part of a passive or something, or define his archetype better. Yeah, yeah, definitely has potential. Pretty good hero. Now we have Kwang, arguably, he's probably the best, one of the best offlaners. Q, Judgment of Heaven, throws a sword, descends from the sky into the ground. The sword deals damage and tethers enemy units for a duration. Kwang must recall his sword to attack. Really cool. It's a really cool mechanic. Gift of the Heavens, Kwang and nearby allies are healed, based with lifesteal. Passive. Make this another interesting ability that kind of goes with the rest of his kit. Would be my recommendation. Light of Heavens. Heavenly energy strikes Kwang's sword, dealing damage in small radius and giving Kwang physical and energy armor for 2.5 seconds. Yes, very cool. And his ultimate charges up heavenly energy for 1 second. He teleports to his sword, or just uses his sword if he has it, dealing damage, slowing enemies by 30 seconds. Blah, blah, blah. Very cool. Awesome. That's pretty big radius. That's pretty big radius, but very cool. He is a fundamentally really cool sword-based hero. Really cool. Just this Gift of the Heavens. He can be much more compelling. And he was really broken a lot of the time, so his numbers, both of his abilities and his base numbers, and he needs an archetype. What the heck is he? Is he a tank? Is he a brawler, kind of tank, kind of damage dealer? Or is he just a damage dealer? He needs one, and he needs strong. He needs to be a strong one of them. Because if he's kind of wishy-washy and he just gets crazy damage, but he's still super tanky, then he's just broken like he pretty much always was. And I really disliked Kwang for a long time because... yeah. So, there you go. There's Kwang. Really great hero. Can be really good. Just needs a focus. What the heck is he? And Chimera. Oh, Sevrog. Stack that fat Q, yo. Q, very much the same. Deals damage to enemies directly in front of him. Minion heroes increase Q damage, Sevrog's hell. So it's all based on the Q. Yeah, you know what? I think that is... You can incorporate it into a passive that all of his abilities get it. I honestly think that this is probably the better, more compelling. It's more skill based, etc., etc. I think this is the better way to do it. Attaining certain numbered stacks changes Sevrog's appearance and awards large chunks of health and zap power, which is ability power. Or as far as I know, that's that. It's just kind of a funny word that they're going to change. Very cool. Subjugate. Sevrog summons dark energy from the ground to root in enemies in a targeted circle and deal damage. Awesome. Phantom Rush passing through enemies, and his ultimate swings, displacing and damage enemies in a cone near him. Sevrog can be an absolutely amazing, super tank, hyper tank, scaling tank, whatever you want to, a carry tank, whatever term you want to use it, very late game tank, where he has great utility as soon as they unlock all of his abilities, but he's weak. He's less so. And in the late game, he does everything. He has great utility. He's a super tank, and he deals good damage. The thing is that making that curve, that's the key. That is the key. So, whether these certain numbers of stacks gain some health and armor and damage, one or the other, one of the three, two of the three, which one those are, blah, blah, blah. What a passive should he have? That's the hard part. Getting those numbers right. Making him still useful for the whole time. You don't want him to be completely useless, but making him come online in that late game, just beastly. If you didn't harass the Sevrog, if you didn't win, if you didn't win in the mid game, he's pretty much going to be able to just all over the team. Making sure that happens and choosing that archetype, that's the key, in my opinion, to Sevrog. So awesome hero, amazing. And the last one, we have Chimera. Really awesome archetype, really fun to play, as long as it's doubled down. He's a kamikaze, the kamikaze hero. Kamikaze. Either you kamikaze and you do nothing because the enemy team's smart, you misplayed, whatever, then c'est la vie. Or you kamikazed and it worked wondrously. You kamikazed on the right hero. That's great. You distracted them. He is kamikaze. To me, that's what Chimera is. So double downing on that archetype, in my opinion, is, I think, the way to go. Basic attack speed is maxed out for the next 5 seconds with 3 basic attacks deal reduced damage during these attacks. How does that work with his passive, empowers other abilities, etc., etc.? That is the key. Passive is boost for 2 seconds each time he lands base attack, ambush, blah blah blah. This affects stacks and increases in effectiveness each time the ability is leveled up. Ambush leaps to target enemy hero, dealing physical damage, applying movement speed slow to the enemy hero. Chimera is granted 3 stacks of spirit regeneration when hitting an enemy. Awesome. So, targeted enemy hero. Yeah, I think that's okay. I don't, the more I think about him, targeted enemy hero, he just needs to work, right? He just needs to work, Point, click, go in, boom, kamikaze, boom, you're going in. It cannot be an area, it can't, because if you give him one chance to jump out, then that wrecks everything. One chance, even if it's on 1,000-second cooldown, and you're able to, in the late game, jump away and not be the pick that ruins the whole game, that loses the game, completely ruins the hero. Completely ruins the hero. So that has to be done, in my opinion. And call. Suppresses his target, then deals physical damage to target and displaces nearby heroes. Chimeras grant 6 stacks spirit regeneration. Awesome. Awesome. Great. So, that's him. I think that this can be his passive. There can be a much more compelling ability put here. Much more compelling ability put there that emphasizes the execution of that kamikaze. It gives you whatever. So that's my opinion. Okay. That's all heroes, right? Woo! Yeah. Now, passives. Yes, there are these things. And these are meant to be passives that the heroes have. But the intent that Strange Studios has said is that this is meant to replace the affinity system, incorporate League of Legends like kind of rune system. So it's like these background buffs and passives that kind of sometimes they accumulate over the game, or they just help you do something a little bit more. They help you do something a little bit more. Help this. So they kind of slightly, provides a different aspect to how you play and how you influence the game. That's great. Heroes still need their passives. I'm just going to say it. Heroes still need their passives because it's a different gameplay loop. The passives tie in the hero's ability. Instead of the hero abilities being like a fork, and you just kind of like use one prong to do this, another prong to do that, and they kind of sometimes help. Instead, I'm trying to think of a terrible analogy, but hey, whatever. Instead, the passive ties in these different tools to be one cohesive toolbox. So instead of throwing an ability, a tool at somebody, instead you have a toolbox. You have a toolbox that you can pull, and it's more connected and it's all synergistic. That is beside the fact that this underlying passives, these cards, these runes, whatever, these League of Legends runes, besides the fact that these runes are kind of like a base that you establish, and then okay, I'm doing something, that's helping me do it provides a fundamental aspect on how to do things, whereas heroes, the passives, different. They're different, and they need them. They need a true passive ability, because as you can see, there's Kwang. He can have a really compelling different ability here. Murdoch. There can definitely be a way to have maybe not this iteration, maybe not this iteration, to incorporate something like the buckshot. The buckshot maybe is the shield push if the enemy slowed or something. So then made a passive with his passive, so that, you know, there's different ways of incorporating existing abilities into a passive or into another. So anyways, you know, another good one, Spirit Regeneration. This can be a much more compelling ability if that's part of his passive. Severog, pretty much don't touch Severog. Twin Blast. Yeah. I'm sure you get what you get what I'm saying. Deflect for Greystone. This can be. They need their passives, and to tie everything in to give them that true archetype. What is that archetype? And that passive really brings it in. So that is my little my bit of my spiel on the heroes. Hope you guys enjoyed a little deep dive into the heroes. 37-minute long video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Really looking forward to playing these heroes. The other Grux, hands down, should be another jungler offlaner. Grux for sure. We have Decker. I would say would be the next support. Decker. So that's 3 there. We have mid lane, Gideon, Countess, Belica. We have Belica, obviously, don't make her a support at all. We have Chimera, Severog, Kwang for the jungle. You could consider him. Then Greystone, I would say Grux for off lane, and maybe somebody like Shinbi, but it's maybe a possible. There's lots of options for that. So really cool. Rampage, yes, Rampage, absolutely 100,000% Rampage. Rampage, Grux, and Chimera. Rampage, Grux, Chimera, Severog, Kwang, Greystone. Lots of options there to do that. So Feng Mao, Feng Mao's meh. Feng Mao, yeah, he could be. He could be. Those would be really, really, really good heroes to throw in this to prop this up. So 11, we have Decker as 12, Grux is 13, Grux 13, Rampage is 14. Oh, and then yeah, Revenant as 15. You need the other carry. That would be my suggestions. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into the heroes. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to this. Absolutely great job done by Strange Matter Studios, based in Canada, by the way. Yeah, Canadian. Woohoo! Awesome. Stream, stick around. Don't go anywhere, or we're gonna look at more stuff. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button, share with the community, and of course, subscribe. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive. Stream, don't go anywhere. Alrighty. Yeah. That was great, guys. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I feel so much better. Oh my god. Guys, I've been a zombie of a shell for the past long time. And this just makes me so good. It makes me feel so good. Just, ugh. 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 Look at the items next? Yes. 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 Look at that smile, Kevin. Yeah. Dude, man, like, you, like, literally, like, I mean, as long as you, yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I don't have depression, but I've definitely been depressed the past little while. In a depressed state. I'm pretty sure, so. This just makes me feel so good, man. Gives me hope. Well, I don't know. Just, yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I really have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back, guys. Be right back. Alrighty. Do you know if any of the PCL players are going to be involved? Yep. Oh my goodness,
nice
Lucky
to
Plumber.
See you, happy Sylphin.
5,000 bits. Hype in chat. Thank you very much for the bits, man. Absolutely awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just hearing you yesterday was like the reason why the team is doing this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kevin. Yeah, man. Oh, it feels so good. Awesome. Okay. Matchmaking in progress. Matchmaking in progress. Let's see if something happens. Good to see you, and you're so happy. Love it, Janik. Thanks, man. Really awesome. Won't work. Hey!
Go build a better Paragon.
Lucky Plumber. Sorry, Lucky Plumber. Thank you so much for that 5,000 bits again. Servers are not on. Ah, damn. Thank you very much for the bits. Hype in chat. Thank you so much. I'm not building the game, but good guys are doing it. Awoke Andre, dude, I'm right there with you, but when Paragon was closed, my depression got a lot worse. Seeing this makes me happy to play Vision, made me happy that it was in a good spot when Paragon was active online, but it made me feel better when it was closed down hard. It was nothing I wanted to truly play. Now, see if all the things in life are pretty good. I'm stoked for this game. There you go. Yeah. Alright, let's look at these items. I'm sure your advice will help them build a better Paragon. Hope so. I've done a lot of work on analyzing stuff and blah blah blah. Hopefully I have some. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, let's get to it, baby. Item video. Let's go. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, we're back with Fault. Video 2 of the analyst, video 2 of however many we're going to do. Looking into what we know of Fault so far. Last video was Heroes. A video before that was just an announcement and kind of general info on the channel and myself. Please go check those out. Now we're checking out the items. There are trees. So it's a tree system, kind of like Smite. There are the trees, but you can only see those in-game in the shop. So they'll be really good. But the good thing that some of them, if you see here, like AF1, AF2, and then I think there's... I don't think it's called AF3. No. But anyways, AF2 becomes something else, I think. Yeah, so anyways. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of items already. I mean, like, it's not a lot, but I mean, it's better than 5. Better than none. So really good to see. Really, really good. I mean, full builds for all types of heroes, so really cool to see, I'm pretty sure. So let's take a look right off the bat with the first one. Health pot. 2 uses of 100 health over 10 seconds. Refills at fountain. Oh, refills at fountain. Whoa, that's cheap. say. So end game, yeah. So these numbers are similar to Smite. These numbers are similar to Smite. The question is, are these the upgrade prices? So if like, so for example, AF1, 350, AF2, 700. Is this 700 on top of the 350 you already spent? Or is it 700 total, so upgrading from AF1 to AF2 is 350? That's the question. Is this the upgrade cost or the total cost? Because if this is the upgrade cost, then that's a lot. If it's not, which it probably is, it's probably the total cost. So yeah, let's just assume it's the total cost because that makes sense. This is actually really kind of in line with Smite, so that's interesting. So if it's in line with Smite, the kind of general economy probably kind of similar, meaning that this health pot is so cheap. So cheap. So in Smite, I think the refillable at base one is like 300. I think. They're both, yeah, I think so. And then a health pot, you get 2 of them for 150, something like that. So, anyways, I mean, again, the economy could be different, so who knows? But very cool. 100 health or 10 seconds. I think it's 100 health too. So great, super cool. Mana pot refills the fountain again, so that might be super cheap. Who knows? Dispel dust. Remove soft CC. Consumable? Yeah, so these are all consumables. So one time cost of 600 moves soft CC, so not a stun, so a slow. Interesting. So the key to remember is that there's one consumable slot all the time. All the time. You have one slot all the time. So even in the late game, this is something that you can spend your money on. Which is cool. So that's cool. Teleport to a friendly tower, 6-second channel. Again, in a late game, if you're support, maybe, or not, I don't know. You want to teleport around the map. Yeah, cool. Destroys target minion. Cost 300. No gold. So target minion, any minion. Lane minion, not monster. So you don't get gold from it. So I think what this means is you can starve the enemy. You pay for it because I don't think that's profitable. So that may need to change. So I don't think a siege minion should give more. From my own analysis, siege minion should not give 300 gold. So this is still. You spend more than the enemy is losing out of, but still, if you're ahead and you can compound that advantage, then maybe that is. So maybe that is. Maybe that is. Maybe that is. Yeah, potentially that could be worth it, especially in maybe mid game if you're really ahead and you want to go ahead and use it. I don't know. That's more compelling than maybe you'd realize. And Shadow Ward. Shadow Plane Ward. Last 1 minute, 2 hits to destroy. Awesome. For 70. Whew. That seems pretty cheap. Sentry Ward. Visible Ward lasts 3 minutes. Requires 4 hits to destroy. So the non-invisible one is more expensive. Lasts 3 times longer. Requires 4 hits to destroy. The Shadow Ward that they can't see only lasts 1 minute, but is weaker. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. Cool. Very interesting. Okay, good. All right, so we have our first item, Crystal. We have 150 mana. There we go. F Shield, 12 physical armor, 350. We have AF1, 8 physical power. Unique active, Smite. All right, so there you go. Smite. You got your Smite. Cool. Target minion. Okay, so they really need to work on, I don't know, well, maybe they don't. What's a minion? What's a monster? Really important. Really important. Minions, lane minions. Monsters in the jungle. Is this jungle smite or lane smite? That's key. Because some heroes you want like mostly items, but heroes too need to designate. Heroes of the Storm had a huge problem with Johanna because one of her abilities did way too much in the jungle. Way too much in the jungle. Or in lane. Either or, she was doing way too much in the jungle or in lane. I forget which one. So they had to fundamentally change the game and designate between jungle monsters and lane minions. So that's a thing here. What is it? SI boots, 20 movement speed. Boots. This is really hard. This is really hard. I don't believe there should be very much movement speed alterations in a third-person MOBA. Why? Because combat is so delicate. Combat is so delicate. Balancing melee versus range, having to aim, etc., etc. I would not want to mess with the feel of combat in a third-person shooter MOBA, which is that's what it is, a third-person shooter MOBA. I personally would not touch movement speed. That's number one. For combat's sake, I would not include movement speed stuff. Boots. The second reason, I personally don't find boots to be compelling. I personally don't find boots to be compelling. In the early game, you almost always get it. So, great. Like, there's a mandatory item that you have to get. It's not compelling. And the only play around boots is not getting them to get something else. So there's really only kind of two choices. Yes, you can pick which boots you get, I suppose. But again, usually there's just the meta boot that you take and you just get it and blah, blah, blah. I don't... So for just the fundamental kind of like what boots are and what they represent, the gameplay option, gameplay choice wise, like the player choice wise, I don't like boots. So just literally remove them. The reason number 3, if there's only 5 slots, if there's only 5 equipment slots, you remove one because boots. Like, yeah, you could put cool stuff on boots, but then again, then you really only go for boots at the start because there's a really cool passive. So then that removes the counterplay option of not going for boots, getting another thing, because why would you go for another thing if boots had a really cool passive or active? So now you have 4. So now you only have 4 things. Yeah, maybe that makes it easier to think, but now you only have 4 choices of really cool passives actives on your other stuff. So the third reason I would not do boots, it's because you have limited inventory space. There you go. That's my take on boots. 1, it affects combat too much, and I wouldn't want... Combat needs to feel... The things that affect combat in the early game and the late game should be abilities and items. Should be abilities and items. Not aiming is harder because people are moving faster. Because of economy. Just because it's a fundamentally different game from an isometric MOBA, that would be my thing. If you wanted to incorporate movement speed to a movement speed difference to change early game traversing the map in the early game, I would just put movement speed as just a scaling thing with hero level. The first 5 hero levels, you gain movement speed for the first five hero levels. Boom, done. Or probably better, make it fair to both teams, and because it progresses with progresses with the natural game time. Just tie it to the game time. Movement speed blanket across all heroes increases over game time. I don't know, to a certain time till the end of the early game. I don't know, something like that. That would be compelling, because then it would incentivize rotations in the early game, incentivize being in lane, blah 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 blah. That's boots for me. I would personally not have them, for those 4 reasons. Yeah. There you go. Yay. Okay, next thing. Academy Pistol. 8 physical power. Boom. Nice cheap 400. You can get that. Yeah. There you go. Spring. 10% attack speed. Okay. We have Green Thumb. 120 health. That's going to be very, very common. One thing, as the math proves, guys, physical armor in the early game is not optimal. Increasing your effective HP, health does that much better. Much better. So, armor is still good. Armor is still good, especially if you can regenerate health. If you're like Chimera, maybe you can use that a little bit more. But same with attack speed. Physical power, ability power is going to be physical power is going to be much better than attack speed. So, yeah, in design, putting attack speed is like an additional thing rather than just attack speed. I mean, you can do that maybe in the late game, but yeah. So just in terms of system designing, that's what I would suggest. Energy power, that's going to be really, really good one. We have Pro Veil, 13 energy armor. So that's the where's the physical armor? 350 versus 400. So you got a wee little bit more, but it's because abilities hurt more. Abilities hurt more. They're a little bit more serious. So if you want to, yeah, I agree with that. Now we have tier 2 items I would see, or this is just a more expensive tier 1. It's probably tier 2, 350 mana. So it's upgrade from the crystal to the E-cell. We have AF2 versus, so this is the smite. Gain one stack per use. Oh, plus 10%. Okay, so that grows. We have AF2, 10% true damage to target minion, and heal for 15% damage dealt. Ooh, so power and it heals. There you go. So more power and it heals. So jungle sustainability. There's your jungle sustainability smite option, which is pretty much mandatory if you're going into the jungle. We have boots, E-treads for movement speed. Again, I described that. Mod Hall, 25% attack speed. We have E-chan. We have 1 mana regeneration per second and 200 health. Okay. So that's a good tanky option, maybe for Sevarog too, because he uses a fair bit of mana. Or support, melee support like Narbash would be really good. E-chan. We have SOS. We have 140 mana, 2 mana regeneration, 3 health regeneration. Very, very good support option right here. I like that one. SOS for support, in my opinion anyways. We have Scry S. 10% cooldown reduction, 200 mana. Unique active, place a shadow ward, cooldown 150 seconds, unique passive, if a teammate last hits a nearby minion, you are awarded 8 gold. Hey! Placing any ward award 16 gold. So, one of the big things about supports, and keeping supports compelling, stuff like this. So, sorry if you can't really see it behind me. Stuff like this. League of Legends, I personally think that they did the armor system where when you hit armor system or plate system, whatever it's called, on towers, where when you destroy a plate of armor on the tower, you get gold, and it's based on hits. I think it's so that supports and anybody else really, but mainly supports, in my opinion, can benefit from being in lane, from attacking the tower, from doing stuff. These things are great. The thing is having multiple of these as different options, because this is just going to be, it's going to be mandatory and everybody's going to use it. And that's not really compelling. You want choice. So I would say one or two of these, and that's pretty short cooldown. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Seems, well, no, that's 2.5 minutes. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. 2.5 minutes and they last 1 minute. Okay, no, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. Cool. Scrying Stone. We have Safeguard Bracelet. 34 energy armor. Again, energy armor. But, I mean, yeah. So we have 140 health, 20 physical armor. There we go. There's a first good tanky item. 320 health. Very cool. Physical power. And this is defense. Ah, I see. So this is defense affliction. Or death affliction, sorry. Smite. Heal. What's the difference here? Oh, okay, so it's a upgraded version. Okay, upgraded version of your smite. Okay, another upgraded version. It just increases your stats. Okay. Storm affliction. We have physical power and health. And that's the only change. Okay, so there's your more offensive smite option and your more defensive smite option. Very cool. Very, very cool. We have stimulant. 16 attack speed, 10 critical chance. There we go. Very cool. So that would be great for like somebody that hits hard already, that just needs attack speed, crit chance, perhaps. That's great. Again, the math. I mean, you can't really change the formulas too much, at least from as far as I know. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. We have Arcane Spirit for 28 energy power. That's going to be a massive hard-hitting one. Barrier, energy, or health and energy armor. Very cool. Stealth. Upon unique active stealth, enter the shadow plane for 3 seconds. Cooldown 90 seconds. Grants physical armor. Yikes. That is going to be very, very interesting. 90 seconds. 90 seconds. I'm going to automatically say maybe that needs to increase a bit. 3 seconds is good. That's short enough that you're not in there forever, but long enough for you to actually like get to the person if you're coming out of the jungle. Physical armor. Yeah, that's... Oh my goodness. Can you imagine this on Sevarog? Coming out of the jungle with some physical armor. And that's great for Chimera as well, actually, because, you know, he regenerates health and whatnot. Movement speed, so boots. We have laser sight, 14 physical power, 10 critical chance. Ooh, that's good. That's gonna be good. The BFG gun, 25 physical power. Yeah, good name for that. There's a lot of good damage there. 22 energy armor, cosmic intervention, unique active, entropic burst, cleanse, and gain a 15% movement speed for 3 seconds. There's your cleanse. Very nice. Cooldown 120 seconds for every 2 minutes. Say probably at least 150 seconds, maybe. In the late game or in the early game, that's pretty much every... I mean, you can die. You can use it, die, come back, get back into lane. That's pretty much you ready to use again. Yeah. 120, 150 maybe. Yep, that's cool. Cosmic intervention. Very, very good. Okay, so we have item suit green. Ooh. Okay. So these are all no suits whatsoever. So these are no, what do they call them again? Well, suit. Well, let's just call them suits. I forget aspects. Aspects, I think. So we have green, 65 movement speed, slow resistance, and plus 2.5% per token. So, really cool thing. When you do really big match things, when you destroy the first tower, when you get raptors and orb prime, you get favor. You get points of favor, and those favor you use to upgrade the suits, the aspects that you have chosen, and it increases the items of the suits that those also picked, that you also pick. So if you have 5 tokens in the green suit, then that is an extra 10%. So super cool. 20% slow resistance. Love it. I would suggest crowd control reduction. Crowd control reduction stat. Basically, it works the same. It reduces the severity of slow, and it reduces the time of stuns. That's what it would do. Pardon me. Reduce the duration of silences, of slows, of stuns, etc., etc. I would suggest that instead of that, so you can just more options, just more options. That'd be really cool. So there you go. Our first suited item. Now we're a white suit. 17% movement speed, 0% cooldown reduction. It's probably a bug, I hope. Plus 10% per token, so we get some cooldown reduction. Nice. Good maybe for some supports. Grow implant, 5 physical power and 80 health. Receive 10 health and 1 ouch power per minute the item is equipped. Stacks for lost of souls. Okay, so there we go. So it's just like growth totem from Monolith, 5 physical power and 80 health, and 1 ouch power. I like that. Very cool. Okay, that's kind of cool. No suit though, so late game, not going to help you much if in your suits and your aspects. We have Quantum Shift, 28 energy power, blink, teleport 800 units, can activate for 8 seconds after combat. Cooldown 20 seconds. Oh my, bruh. Whoa. That's way too. Needs to be much longer, but still very, very cool. That's a lot of power too. A lot of power for power on a utility item. Basically making this mandatory for almost anybody using energy power. Mech core, 120 health, mana, and physical armor. Good that. So mech core, very, very cool. We have mana matrix, 500 mana, 2 mana regeneration per second. Yeah, that's definitely mana matrix. We have buttes of quickness, item suit black, 65 movement speed plus 2.5 per token. So it's a serious movement speed. Boots of quickness, indeed. We have storm quiver, green, item cost 1600, 3 health, 3 mana regeneration per second. Smite boots. No, I'm an idiot. Nope. So this is a suited green now. We have deal 250 plus 20 per stack true damage to targeted neutral minion, and heals for. So here we go, neutral minion. So, I would definitely highly suggest delineating between minions and monsters. It heals for 15% damage dealt. It does double damage, now used for 90 seconds. Whoa! Interesting. Gives 1 stack, cooldown 40 seconds. Very cool. Okay, so there's your suited smite. Very cool. Slayer boots, red, 60 movement speed, 4 physical penetration plus 1 per token. Nice. Exotic belt, 10 physical power, 32% attack speed. It's pretty intense. We have light harvester, 340 health to health regeneration per second. Ooh, great for rampage, perhaps. Nice tanky option for rampage. 10% cooldown reduction, 250 health to a mana regeneration per second. Very cool. Like so, suit. We have 340 health and 24 physical armor. That's good. Mana muzzle, 18 physical power, 10 energy power, and 140 health. Ooh, interesting. Smite, targeting is okay. Targeting enemy hero will silence and apply 15% vulnerability for 13 seconds. Gain 2 stacks per use. Ho! Wow. Physical power, energy power, health. This screams Sevrog. Pretty much the one to go for with Sevrog. Silencing them so that they can't get away from your colossal blow. Silence for 3 seconds. 1,700 gold? Wow. Okay, that's really damn powerful. Holy cow. Okay, so Titan's Maul. 12 physical power, 400 health. Nice. Power and health. Good brawler option. Sage Boots, 60 movement speed, 4 energy pan, and 1 per token. That's fantastic. Electro Cloth, 360 energy, or health, 25 energy armor. Good. Cooldown reduction, and we would have Time Bender, cooldown reduction, and energy armor. Interesting. Okay. Plated Skin, 220 health, 40 physical armor. Nice. We have Wild Arc, 30 energy power. 30 energy power! 8 energy penetration. Ouch! Holy cow, that's gonna hurt. You have P Shield, Plasma Shield, 240 health, 45 energy armor. Very cool. Soul Blade, 38 physical power, 6% lifesteal. Hey, there's a lifesteal. There's lifesteal, 2,100 gold. Yep. That's Yep. That's gonna be an owie. That's gonna be an owie for sure. Dark Bloodline, 42 energy power, 10% cooldown reduction. Okay. That's damn good. Targeting adjuster, 28 physical power, 20% critical chance. Oh, nice. K Edge, 10 physical penetration, 35 attack speed. Oh, that's gonna hurt somebody like Murdoch. Frenzy Powder, 35% attack speed, 20% critical chance. Woohoo! Sib N, Cybernetic Enhancement, 56 energy power. Whoa, that is going to hurt. We have Telepath's Trinket, 10% cooldown reduction, health, mana regeneration per second. Okay, so good support item. Unique active pull applies a 400 millisecond pull to targeted enemy toward the location of cast. Huh? Movement speed, pull to target enemy toward the location of the caster for 3 seconds. Interesting. That's super cool. That is super cool. Okay. Interesting. Matter limiter, 230 health plus 15 per token. So health, mana, and physical armor. Unique passive. Speed dampener. On ability, damage from abilities. Apply 30% slow to target's duration 2 seconds. Whoa. That needs to be every ability 30% slow for 2 seconds. Every single ability, health, mana, and physical armor. Oh, that's interesting. So no damage. And it's white, so it's support item, physical armor, mana, and health. Ah, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Somebody in chat's asking what are those tokens? Those tokens are at the beginning of the game you pick two aspects. And they are of a different two aspects, and those aspects have types. So you have the red, the black. As you play the game, as the match progresses, doing first tower, war prime, etc., you gain favor. That favor builds up until you get a certain amount, and then you can buy a token, or you get a token for that aspect, which gives you stats and stuff like that. And it also and then it basically empowers your abilities, or the items that you get. So there's that. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, all right, so we have miracles. We have 360 health, mana, and energy armor. Okay, so we have health, mana, physical armor, and energy armor. We have miracles. Bless, heal friendly heroes in ground cast area for 20% of their maximum health.
Good job, Sylphin.
Hey, we gotta check who this is. Salim. Thank you so much. $11 donation. Thank you guys. Yes, I am indeed streaming. You guys watching this on YouTube. Please check me out. Twitch.tv/Sylphin, and of course on YouTube as well. Salim, thank you so very much, man. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support. All of you guys. Absolutely incredible. Thank you very much. We have Robe of Miracles. Heal friendly hero. 20% maximum health. Cooldown 120 seconds. Awesome. We have Essence of Time. Cooldown reduction, physical armor, energy armor, +2. Ooh. Cripple. Targeted enemy receive 20% slow and 20% wither for 30 seconds. We need to know what wither is. Maybe that is... I don't know. What is wither? I'll have to know that. 60-second cooldown. Very cool. Okay, that's awesome. Camouflage module. Black. Physical power and 1 per token. 340 health, 30 physical armor. Awesome. Camouflage. Standing in place for 4 seconds causes you to enter shadow plane. Moving, attacking, and casting reveals you and grants 50% bonus damage for 3 seconds. Awesome. So awesome. That's incredible. Love it. Substitution. 340 health, 15 per token, 20 physical armor, 16 energy armor. So nice tanky option here. Lifelink. Transfer 50% of all damage taken by a targeted friendly hero to yourself for 4 seconds. Awesome. Cooldown 99. That's awesome. Jar of Hearts. 15 physical power, attack speed, and lifesteal. Ooh. Strength Drain. Using abilities and landing basic attacks store charges. At 60 charges, activate to receive 40% lifesteal for 4 seconds. Charges begin counting again after the effect ends. Oh, baby. That is fantastic. And it builds off of attack speed, so you can do that more. Oh, love it. Goblin Glue. Attack speed, crit chance. Woo! Throw a flask of glue that explodes on the ground, creating area that grounds targets who are touching it. Duration for 5 seconds? Every 90 seconds? Oh my god, that is... Roots targets, I'm pretty sure that means. That is insane. 5 seconds. That's insane. It doesn't give power though, so that's key. But wow. Photosynthetic symbiote. Green. Health, mana regeneration. Instant regeneration. 0.5% missing health regen. Regen per second. Okay, so you so you gain, so the more health you're missing, the higher health regen you have. That's yeah, okay. That's very, 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 very interesting. Using this on a hero that has a passive that gains armor, the less health they have. It's kind of like Garrosh from Heroes of the Storm. Combine this on a hero like that. Or Chimera. It would be great on Chimera as well, or Rampage, really. That's great. Mana lands. Mana plus 20 per token. Mana regeneration. Focus. Receive 2% max energy. Max mana is energy power. Hydraverser. Awesome. Cool. Nirvana Jewel. Mana regeneration plus token, energy armor, stasis. Enter stasis for 3 seconds. Cooldown 60 seconds. Probably have to be a 90, maybe 120, but yeah. Okay, that's awesome. There you go. There's your stasis. Warlock's Opus. Energy power, energy pen plus token, 30% energy armor pen. There's your pretty much mandatory caster item right here, baby. Yes. Voracious Steel. Physical power, lifesteal plus token. With 2 things. Unique active. Upon activation, consume the shield from this item and receive 1 physical power per 5 shield for 5 seconds. Unique passive. Excess stolen life becomes a shield up to 20 times level. You cannot overheal while this item's active is on cooldown. Or while this is active, I hope. Wow. That is insane. So pretty much a mandatory item for, carries. That's insane. That's phenomenal. That's really cool. Plasma Blade, Physical Pen, Attack Speed. Malank Slayer. Careful. Careful with IP. Careful with IP. I don't know if you can say Malank. Maybe it's in the assets. I don't know. Basic attack steals 6% of your target's current health as energy damage. Basic attack steals 6% of your target's current health as energy damage. Ooh. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. I like that. I like that. Plasma Blade, really good on somebody like on Twin Blast. Yes, gains lots of attack speed. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Very cool. Fist of the Titan, right? Yeah, that's where we are. Green, physical power, health, plus token. So this is mainly a damage, plus slightly, so it's a brawler item. Touch of the Malank. Basic attacks apply 2% of your max health true damage on hit for 5 seconds. Oh my god. 60-second cooldown, probably 90, 120. Wow. Sevarog Rampage. Oh my goodness. That's scary. That is scary. Eldritch Flame, 30 energy power, 15 cooldown reduction, 1 per token. Okay. Burn on enemy damage. On energy damage from abilities, deal max health energy damage over 3 seconds. Nice. Nice. Okay, so Tank Buster. The Mage Tank Buster. Very cool. Very cool. Mage Tank Buster. Unyielding Mantle. We have 300 energy, 300 health, 50 energy armor plus token. Woo. Unstoppable Force. Cleanse and become status immune for 3 seconds. Fantastic. Okay, that's great. Baleful Armor, 300 health, 48 physical armor plus 2 per token. Ooh boy. So that's not much health, but that's a lot of armor. So what else? What does this do? Every second for 5 seconds, nearby enemies take 1% of maximum health in true damage. What? Unique passive. Crushing Presence. 4 times your level energy damage per second to enemies within 300 units. 300 units. So that's not very far at all. That is not very far at all. 4 times your level, so max out 15, so 60 energy damage per second enemies with 300 units. So that's not very far at all. That's not far. That isn't far at all. That's really close. Really close. Really close. Like Rampage is like almost 200 units wide. Wow. That's intense. That is intense. That's intense. All AI ammunition, 32 physical power, 25% crit chance. So this is your crit item. Pinpoint accuracy, critical strikes deal additional 40% basic damage. There you go. So this is your mandatory crit item. 40% basic damage. Usually that's a really big bonus, like 100, 140, like 100. So, good. I think crit chance is not the nicest mechanic to begin with. So I think leveling it out, I don't know. It's tough because then is it worth it at all? I don't know. And it depends on what the normal base crit chance is too. So interesting. So this is your mandatory crit item. Adrenaline boost, attack speed, crit chance. Oh, 50% attack speed and 12% movement speed, 4 seconds. So, hey, this with Twin Blast, well, any carry really, but this with Twin Blast, with that other one, what was the other one? Yeah, this with Voracious Steel, this one, Jar of Hearts. Yeah. Oh, man, this is awesome. Freaking awesome, man. We have Arcane Amplifier. Blue, 3400 energy power. So this is your energy power, baby. Amplify. Increase energy power by 20%. So this is your, this is your mandatory mage item plus 20% energy power. 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 20% plus your Warlock's Opus. So Arcane Amp, Warlock's Opus, and Mana Lens. Here's your 3. Here's your 3. Your 3. And then where's Tank Buster? Eldritch Flame. There's your Tank Buster. Arc Amp, Warlock's Opus, Mana Lens, Eldritch Flame. Yeah. God. So awesome, man. Jeez. And King's Castle. 48 physical power. Whoa. 6% life steal. Dash forward 600 units and heal for 4% of your maximum health per nearby hero. So it's an escape thing you can use whether you're in combat or not. Powered lifesteal. Okay, so survivability. So this is the kind of survivability. That's a lot of power on a thing that provides you with so much utility and healing every 60 seconds. Wow. What? There you go, guys. There you go. 42 minutes. 42 minutes of looking through all of this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's incredible. What a wonderful start. What an absolutely wonderful start for... What a wonderful start. Absolutely wonderful start for an item system. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think. Just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Oh. So crazy. I'm speechless. I'm so happy. That's so awesome. Guys, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Stream, don't go anywhere. Hopefully able to maybe do something else. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think of all these items. Again, forget balance. Just think of the... Well, don't forget balance, but think of like the concepts, the intent behind it, right? The concept, the mechanics. Think of that, and then think of it balanced, right? Think of these things balanced. And I mean, if you just can't think about it, or if you think it just can't be done, then I mean, obviously, then there you go. But think of the ideas. Think of that, because that's what really should matter. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, we go, guys. Stay optimistic and positive. Salim, thank you again very much for the donation. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Really awesome. Very cool. Thank you. Oh, so freaking cool. So cool. Oh. Man. Freaking awesome. All right. Old Paragon of Smite item system. Nice. Yeah. I mean, that's really like that's the one of the best ways to go about it, I think. To be honest, like, man. So, oh, awesome. All right, let's make a video about this, about these cards, these aspects. All right. Man. So freaking awesome. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sylphin, and we're once again back on Fault, looking at their cards. Not really the cards, but something else. But this is really interesting fundamental mechanic part of the game, I think has a lot of potential. So super cool. If you guys want information on the cards that are currently out, then go and look at the previous video where we went through every single one of the cards, and then we went through all of the heroes in the video before that. So go check out those videos. And here we're talking about cards. Now they're not cards. They're not cards anymore. I'm sure this is just placeholder name and whatnot, but they're called aspects, I think. And what these aspects are, there's basically, think of these as affinities. Think of these as affinities from Monolith, and kind of like the runes from League, or the rune sets from League. And you pick two of them. And each of them gives a main effect and a smaller effect. So you pick two of them, getting 4 effects, and they tailor your gameplay for a particular purpose, or to suit a particular need. So think of it as kind of like a general lens that you put on your glasses to look at or play the game in a certain way. And it kind of, the passives and effects that, again, kind of tailor your gameplay for a particular purpose. Okay? That's what these are. And there's 5 aspects, as you can see: blue, white, red, black, and green. And you can pretty much count your buttons that these are very much similar to what Paragon was, what Monolith was like. So let's start, baby. Let's look at the first red one, being King. First one is additional 3 gold on lane minion kill if an ally is within 220 or 2200 units. Effect 2, receive 25% bonus gold on hero kills and assists. So obviously this is the economy. This is the economy one that you gotta use on that you're going to use on a carry. Interestingly enough, the second effect also does work on supports. This doesn't, because you have to kill it, right? So yeah, definitely not one use on a support, but at least the second effect would work if you want to support. But this is obviously for the carry in the lane. So you have an economy one. So you're going to scale. You're a scaling monster. So if you're playing the late game, if you want to do that, then yeah, pick that one. By the way, I am streaming, so come check me out, twitch.tv/Sylphin, or on streaming live on my YouTube channel. We have Miss Evil Kitten, who just joined in. She's been a longtime viewer who loves the word moist. Yes, I'm sure lots of people love the word moist. But anyways, come check me out streaming. Seeing so many people that I used to know, and the support has been crazy. So come check it out. As she screams no. We have Ace description. Ace description: effect 1, 10% increased basic attack range. Ooh, effect 2, 30% additional critical damage. Oh, damn. So pretty much a mandatory carry, obviously basic attack carry, 1 basic attack range, and additional crit effects. Oh, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. We have Hunter. Last hits on enemy minions heal for 8 health. This definitely might need to scale into the late game, or else it's completely useless in the late game. So maybe 8 times player level, although that may be maybe too much the first 5 levels, but who knows. Effect 2, hitting 3 consecutive auto attacks on the same enemy heroes, timeout 3 seconds, provides a burst of 20% attack speed 4 seconds. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. So you have a sustainability and a burst. Wow. So that's quite the three to choose from. That's quite the three to choose from. And I'm assuming that the black is also going to be for carries as well. So let's see. Rogue description. Pass through minions. No collision with minion units. Oh, that's dirty. That can be very, very dirty in lane. Obviously in the jungle too. Although again, minions versus monsters. Is it monsters for that or not? Interesting. Not attacking for 20 minus level seconds. Grants 100% crit chance for one shot. Does not have to land. Whoa. 20 minus level. So late game, it's every 5 seconds. Grants guaranteed crit. In the early game, you have to wait a long time. Whoa. Whoa. That is super cool. This will probably need tweaking. I get what it's trying to do. That is super interesting. Wow. Plague Doctor. Effect 1. Killing a unit causes enemies within 400 units of the death to burn for 100% basic attack damage over 3 seconds. Whoa, that's great in lane as well. Killing a unit causes enemies within 400 units. Whoa, that's great. That's basic attack damage. Casters could still use it. Interesting. Especially if their basic attack scales with energy damage. Oh, it's basic attack here. Every 20 seconds, your basic attack applies a dot. 15% of target's max health true damage to your target over 5 seconds. Okay, so, no. Whoa! Whoa! That is crazy. Oh, there's so many choices here. So many options. That's insane. That's insane. Okay. Titan. Not taking damage for 10 seconds grants a shield for 8% of maximum HP. Good for jungle. Obviously good for a lot of things. Okay. Receive 0.5% max health as physical power and zap power. So it scales with max health. And obviously it scales with max health. Very interesting. Okay. Okay. Rook. CC slows are 50% less effective. 50% slow becomes 25%. Self-slows do not count. So this is anti-CC. Gain 9 physical armor and energy armor for 4 seconds when hit by CC. Stacks indefinitely. Timer refreshes on additional hits. Wow. Oh, I get it. Okay. So if you keep getting hit by CC in 4 seconds from when you get hit, it keeps stacking. That's so cool. So anti-CC. Very interesting. That's so cool. Okay. Beast Hunter. 10% reduced damage taken from neutral minion attacks. Jungle stuff. Neutral minion kills permanently increase physical power by 0.4 and health by 4. Up to 30 times. There you go. Okay, so scaling jungle 1. Very cool. Very, very cool. Templar. Allies within 1600 units gain 6% of your armor and magic resist. 50% of mana spent becomes a shield for 3 seconds. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Clairvoyant. Increases vision radius of wards by 15. 12% item active cooldown reduction. Whoa. So it reduces your items active. That's super dangerous. It's going to have to be way more than 12% for sure. It's going to be way more than 12%. 30, 40, 50. But 50, that's really dangerous. Much more than that, probably 30, starting at 25 to 40%. Somewhere in there. But that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Bishop. Potions last 30% longer. Oh. Heals and shields increase attack speed of your targets by 15% for 3 seconds. Huh. Increase attack speed of your targets. Okay. The potions bit is really interesting. Potions gonna have to be really good potions or elixirs or whatever, like Smite calls them. That's gonna be really interesting. Okay. And now all of the caster stuff. 0.5% missing mana regen per sec. Okay. So the more mana you're missing, the more mana regen you get. Damaging an enemy with ability reduces the cooldown of your ultimate by 2 seconds. Ooh. Very cool. Okay. Okay, so sustainability. And then, okay, yeah. So you gain mana, so you can use your abilities more, which means you can use their ultimate more. Get it. Nice. Okay. Very cool. Every 5th ability does 20% extra damage. Hero kills increase movement speed by 15% for 3 seconds. Every 5th ability does 20% extra damage. Okay, so kind of an assassin-y, get in, kill somebody, move speed. Okay. It's probably going to have to be more than 15%. Probably every 4th ability. 4th or 5th. Yeah. Yeah. There's probably a better way of doing it than every 5th ability. It's yeah. There's kind of no easy way to do that, isn't it? Probably a better way of doing this, of achieving the same thing. Probably something like every yeah. There's probably a better way of doing. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Because this. Yeah. Okay. This isn't very reliable, right? Whereas if you don't use an ability for 20 seconds, then the next ability gains like increased damage, something like that, right? So if you're an assassin and you're waiting, if you're waiting, then you charge it, then you proc it, then you go in, burst damage, but then it's on the 5th, so yeah. Every 4th ability, because then your ultimate. Use ability 1, ability 2, ability 3, your ultimate, boom, your 4th, that's your 4th, your ultimate, boom, you get that extra damage. Or use it as burst, not using the ability for 20 seconds gains this, something like that. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Queen, 1 zap power for every 6 minion kills. Effect 2, 5% ability vampire, 1/3 healing on AoE ability. Okay, so there's your ability vamp, because there actually was never, there's no cards, there's no items that had ability lifesteal. So there's your only one, 5%. May need to be 10%. But 5%. 5% actually probably pretty good. No. Probably has to be 10%. Because like late games are like 600, 700, 800 damage. 5%, you got 40 health back. If it's an AoE ability, you get to 1/3. Yeah, that probably has to be increased, but who knows? Kind of hard to tell. And then the power for every 6 minion kills. Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, there you guys go. That's kind of like that's so badass. So what these try to do is try to change the way gameplay works. Basically, it changes fundamental gameplay. Passives fundamentally change your heroes and how your heroes' abilities work. This fundamentally changes just how gameplay works. That's very cool. I think there needs to be more things for ability users. Like if you're a mage or an ability assassin, you have 3 options. Because you're not going to use that. You're not going to use that. Potions, heals, and shields, you're not going to use that. You're not going to use that. You're not going to use CC slows. You're not going to use that. Shield. 5% of your max health. You're not going to use that. Killing unit enemies within 4 units of death burn for 100% basic attack damage. You're not going to use that unless your casters basic attack scales from their energy damage, which it depends on what it should do. Every 20 seconds, your basic attack applies a dot. True damage to your target over. This should maybe be basic attack and damage and abilities. But only one effect can be only one. This can only be on. This can only apply to one person. This can it can only apply to one. Sorry, it can only be on a target can only suffer from this once. Like you can't. This doesn't stack. There, I should just said that. That would make it also available to damaged ability users. I mean, but then you do also use their basic attacks as a caster, right? So you can still use it, I guess. And then this 100% crit chance for one shot, pass through minions. I mean, yeah, you could use that too. Three same interpret. Yeah, see this. You wouldn't use that. Wouldn't use that. You wouldn't use that. So there need to be another black one. Maybe a one that changes casters. But otherwise it's really cool. Really, really, really cool. There's so much potential here. So much potential for junglers, for brawlers, for basic attack damage dealers, for assassins, for carries, tanks, CC slows, energy armor, shield. Or it could be if you're going to be this, you could do this. But even Templar, you could use that if you're, you can even use that as a healer. Twin Blast. I would do Twin Blast. I would use Hunter. Hunter, maybe Rogue. Probably Ace. Hunter Ace. Probably. Something like that. Murdoch. Ace for sure. Yeah. Plague Doctor. Because he hits hard. I don't know. There's so many options. Really cool. So the premise is fantastic. Absolutely, the premise is fantastic. The thing that this needs to do is fundamentally change gameplay, how fundamental gameplay loops that affects all heroes, how that works, right? Fundamentally, this one fundamentally changes how you interact with jungle minions, right? This one fundamentally changes crowd control and how you interact with crowd control. This basically just rewards you for this. Oh yeah, okay. So this fundamentally changes how you interact with HP and how you build HP on your hero, stuff like that. That's how this kind of works. So that you can be like, I think I'm gonna play this way this game. Well, this hero, my hero counters that hero, but overall, fundamentally, both teams play a certain way. I need to interact with the map this way differently, or the enemy heroes differently a little bit. Really cool. So this has absolutely massive potential, and it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Really, 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 really interesting. I really look forward to what a third black one, and then maybe changing the couple that I said. Yeah, very cool. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think of this aspects thing. Calling it cards, but it's kind of aspects, or because I think it's really cool. absolutely what a system that, you know, Paragon needed. They kind of had it. They kind of were trying to have that in Monolith, but you know, absolutely fantastic. Let me know what you guys think. Really love it. Next time I'm going to be trying to analyze the mini map, what's going on with the mini map. So I look forward to that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, like always, stay positive and optimistic. All right, guys, there we go. Oh my goodness, you guys are incredible. Thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you guys so much for being so up and awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did. This is absolutely fantastic. Sorry guys, I'm just upload the videos here. We got heroes, items, aspects. Awesome. Cards seem pretty good so far. Yeah, ready for playtest reverb? No, there's one happening this afternoon and tonight, I think, but I won't be able to do the one this afternoon, but I will be able to do the one tonight. So we'll see. We can't stream it just because there may be absolutely crazy nuts stuff happening, which is fair. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. So you guys see any gameplay? You may see a gameplay video tonight. Gameplay video tonight, but I'm not sure. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Absolutely fantastic. Hopefully I'll get those videos out, but if not, then that's okay. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, we go always. Oh, come on. Nope, not that one. There you go. Stay positive and optimistic, guys. Thank you guys very much for sticking by the stream. I gotta go. You guys are awesome. Hey, Corey, hey, welcome. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are amazing. Having viewers back, it really feels good. So thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Take care. I'll be back at some point.